Hello my friends and welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. Before we get started, I'll remind you that all the products used are listed in the description box along with links if you would like more information or perhaps purchase them for yourself. Also, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your interaction is really helpful for my channel and greatly appreciated. Okay, now to the video. In this video, I am going to show you how to create a 3D painting using alcohol ink. And apparently Kirkland photo paper is becoming difficult to purchase, so I will do a little research and see if I can find an alternative to the Kirkland photo paper. But that's what I'm using in this video. So you can see here I've taken a full sheet of Kirkland photo paper and I've cut it into quarters. I'm making a small painting. You can make yours, of course, any size you like and use whichever colors you prefer. So I've put down some purple here and a little gold, and I'm moving it around with the side of the handle of my paintbrush. And I'm creating a bunch of different backgrounds because I'm going to cut them up and layer them. But if you have some oops paintings or some scrap paintings laying around, you can use those and to create this painting. And it's a good way to get rid of some of those paintings that you're just not ever going to do anything with. So here I'm creating a blue background using a few different blues, and for this particular background I used too much silver, but I was able to remedy that easily just by adding more alcohol and more blue and pushing the silver off of the paper. It was really pretty, but it was not the effect that I was going for in this particular background. And for this painting, you can create as many layers as you like. I'm teaching you the basic, and you can go as far as you like with this, add as much detail and as many layers as you like. So you can see here that once I started drying this particular background, that the silver really took over. So I just added more paint and more ink and more alcohol and tried to push some of that silver right off the paper. And I'm using my airbrush because I want to create a little texture in the backgrounds. I don't want them to be boring. So with the airbrush, I can create some texture. And you can create your texture any way you like. But it's nice to have an interesting background for this project. Now I'm going to create the foreground. So I'm using, because it's going to be smaller layers, I can use 3 colors on one sheet. And again, I'm using the side of my paintbrush handle to move that ink around, which is really effective. So you can see I got 3 different colors on here, and I'll be using that for the foreground of my painting. I'll also be using foam tape, and it's double-sided foam tape. I bought 3 rolls at Dollar Tree for $1. However, I will link some other foam tape in the description box if you don't have a Dollar Tree near you and you would like to purchase some. So now I'm cutting out the shapes of my clouds. And I used the color slate on this background because I wanted it to look light. I wanted it to remain light, but I wanted it to look like clouds, so I thought that this color would work out well. I soon realized that I was making my clouds too big, so I had to trim them down a little bit. And of course you can make your clouds any shape you like. But I find that in these dimensional paintings, the more layers that you add, the more interesting the painting becomes. You can see how easy this is. I'm just cutting out random shapes, making sure that each one is bigger than the one before. because I will be stacking these on top of each other as you see here. I had intended to use this one for my background, but then decided to use it for my mountains, and I created this background for my sky instead. And you can see that by moving the brush around in that angle, it created this beautiful background. So I just put the handle of the brush down and just kept it centered in the middle of the paper and just went up and down and created this beautiful, almost like sunburst. So here I'm just trying to figure out where I want to add my layers. And putting down my foam tape, making sure that I have enough in the areas where I need it because I want it to be stable. I don't want it to be floppy when I put it down. This painting would make a really nice card. I've seen those 3D cards usually when I'm like at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. While you're waiting in line, they have a display with these beautiful 3D cards, and they're usually about $10 or $12 a piece. This would be a wonderful alternative to spending that much money on a card. Sometimes they're even more expensive. But you can adhere this to some cardstock and make a beautiful card. So here I'm adding my foreground. I've got my mountains. And then I decided that I wanted to add some trees. At first I didn't think of it, but as I started moving along with this painting, I realized it needed something more. So with the scraps of the paper that I used to create the foreground, and some scraps that I used from the other 3D painting that I did with the circles, I was able to create some evergreens to put on one side of the painting. And unfortunately, looking at this painting straight on like this in the video, you really can't see the detail and the dimensions. But trust me, it's really pretty, and it's just such a beautiful effect. And they're so much fun to make. So here, you can see that I'm adding some trees, and I'm just cutting out some elongated triangles. I'm sure there's a proper name for them, but I don't know what it is right now. Keeping it very simple. And some of them I am just adhering with a glue stick so they don't stand out. And then the others I am adding a little piece of foam to the back to make it stand out further than the others. As you can see here, this one will be lying flat. And it's nice to tuck some behind others. And use a nice variation of colors to make them stand out even more. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you give this a try. I would love to see what you come up with. So please share your painting with me on my Facebook page, Vivo Vintage Designs, in the comment section below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.